Good afternoon. I'm Valerie Milano from the Hollywood Times, and I'm so happy to have Serena here with us. But I'm going to let her go ahead and introduce herself. So go right ahead, Serena. Thank
Hey
you for
there.
being with us.
Of
Great.
course, my pleasure. My name's Serena DC, and I'm a director, producer, and also, I guess, talent in the film industry over here in Los Angeles, California.
Great. Thank you again. It's taken a little bit of time, a couple of weeks for us to get together, but
Right.
hey, we're here. We're here. And I
Yes,
know that we were talking about We Are Not Alone, which is an
right.
amazing project that you're working on. And I believe the film was released on October 3rd.
That's right. That's right. So
Right.
it's been for a couple of months now.
Yeah, and it went to VOD release a few months later, or when was that released?
Oh, no. So it was a wide release. So VOD was on that day as well. So basically,
Okay,
it's available worldwide now at the moment.
great, great, great. Okay, well, it's a very thought-provoking film, revealing evidence of the verified existence of extraterrestrial beings. So why did the government hide their evidence of UFOs and extraterrestrial beings for so long? And why do you think this information is only now being disclosed and discussed? Do people want to believe, or are we in denial?
Well, they're really interesting questions. And I guess with the first one, I can only answer it based on what I've been told from all of the experts in the industry, including people like lobbyists over in Congress. They believe that the reason that this information has been disclosed from us is because of something called catastrophic disclosure. So what the government are saying now is that they've kept information from us because they're afraid that we can't handle it, that the knowledge that we are not alone in this world will blow our minds and send us all into a complete frenzy and followed by a social collapse. And I mean, the fact that we've already been through a global pandemic, something none of us have ever experienced in our lifetime, and we survived that. I think we can survive the fact that we're not alone as well. But that is their reasoning. And why are they choosing to start disclosing now? I believe, and many others in my field believe, that it's because they're coming in a much more meaningful way. And we're about to find out that this information's been withheld from us by our government. So I guess they're trying to get ahead of the curve so that when they do arrive, they can be like, yeah, well, we told you, you know.
Yeah, right. The ability to open to a higher consciousness seems to be a differentiating trait among those who have experienced encounters. Can
Right.
you talk about why are some people receptive to the idea of extraterrestrial beings and others are not?
Well, I mean, like when we're born into families that have different belief systems. And if you're born into a family that's, in particular, highly religious, that, are church-going folk that believe every word that's written in the Bible, or in the Quran or whatever religion they subscribe to, our religions are not really acknowledging the fact that we're not alone. And so to say we're not alone almost contradicts the belief systems that they have in place through their religions. So for a lot of people, it really just does come from this innate feeling that's been put in them from birth. But if you really sat down alone with literally every human being on earth and said, hey, let's talk about this in confidence. Do you think that there's life on other planets? I'd say a resounding amount of people would say yes.
Well, yeah, on that note, do you think children are more receptive? Is it tied to
Definitely.
intelligence or
Definitely.
or to a mind uncluttered by society, is it
That's
bias
right.
or
It's
is
a
this
hundred percent. It's 100% a mind uncluttered by society. What a beautiful way to put it. That's so true. I'm going to steal that
oh
line. I love
good,
it.
sure.
But it's so true. And like our children, so my children and any child born from now onward is so lucky because now so many people do believe that there's something out there. And when kids go and ask their parents, are we alone? There's going to be fewer and fewer parents that will say no. At worst, they're going to say, well, I mean, the government showed us some UFOs. And I kind of saw this weird thing one time when I was in the country. Like there are literally millions of people every day now that are reporting sightings of UFOs. So it's sort of come out of the shadows, and it's become very, very, very mainstream.
Yeah. I mean, like, is it by design, contacting people willing to believe kind of thing, you know? So
It's
interesting.
hard to know. I mean, like I've spent a lot of time with a guy called Dr. Stephen Greer, and he developed a set of protocols that you can use to reach out to extraterrestrial beings and sort of say to them, hey, I'm available. If you want to appear to me, please come. And millions of people are using those protocols and seeing things. I have seen things myself. So a bit of my backstory is I've always believed in extraterrestrials. I spent 40 years of my life, disclosing my age, looking up at the sky. I never saw anything ever. I wanted to so bad. I believed so bad, never saw anything. Then I did these protocols that he has, which is basically just meditating and sending out a message, telepathically, I guess. And I've started seeing them. I see them all the time. So, they're there. It's just, I guess, that they wait to show themselves when they feel comfortable.
This is kind of a two-part question, which most of my questions have been, so excuse that. But
Oh,
what do you think we are afraid of when it comes to extraterrestrial beings? Is it the idea of universal connectivity, fear of people from around the world becoming connected in a global paradigm shift?
I just finished making a series called The Abductees, where I interviewed 8 people that say they've been abducted by extraterrestrials, and not just random people, people that have really written books about it and talked about it a lot. And to me, that seemed very believable. You're an interviewer, so you know when someone's talking shit, when
Yeah,
someone's
right.
telling the truth, right? So I sat down with 10. I thought 2 of them were lying, but the other 8, oh my God, I was sure. And I asked them, how did you feel when you first saw the being? When this beings appeared in your bedroom, middle of the night, how did you feel? I thought that they would all say, oh my God, I was so scared. Not one person said they were scared. What they said is they were shocked.
Mm,
They said that it was a shocking sight to behold. So they saw it and it wasn't, oh, fear. It was like,
mm,
what is this? Shock. So I think that it's more, we've never seen them before. So when we see something new, it takes a while for our minds to integrate it and to see what it is. But these extraterrestrials, when they show up, they're not sort of showing up in a scary way. It's not like seeing a bear in your living room and thinking you're going to get mauled to death. There's something about what they do when they're there. They kind of send out like I guess a vibration or an energy that these people say is very calming. So they don't feel fear, just shock.
mm.
And for me, like obviously I've thought about it a million times. What would I do? And I feel like that would be my reaction too. Just like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you
But
think,
you
go
know,
ahead. I'm sorry.
I
Do
was
you
just
think,
going to say, I
yeah.
think that we know within ourselves, within our gut, if something's there to hurt us and harm us, if we should stay or if we should run. We always know. When we encounter a dog, we always know this dog wants to be pat or this dog wants us to leave them alone. And I think it's the same with these beings. Obviously, they're not making people afraid when they meet them. They're just making them feel kind of shocked but calm. That gives me hope.
Yeah, yeah. Does it does speak to the way we perceive power as a means of controlling the masses?
Sure. I mean, Hollywood, and I love Hollywood.
Hollywood.
I'm a citizen of Hollywood. I'm nominated for an Emmy this year. I
Yep.
love Hollywood. So
Congratulations.
thank
Fantastic.
you. So I'm not trying to poo-poo on Hollywood, but traditionally Hollywood has created a lot of ET movies, and they're all horror movies. They're all terrifying. So we have been conditioned by Hollywood to believe that when they come, they're coming here to get us. They don't even want us. In fact, they want to exterminate us and take all our natural resources. So it's no wonder people are afraid, because if that's all you've been shown.
Yeah. Hmm. Is the message of those beings and their own differentiated appearances that we humans should realize and accept our own differentiated appearances, and
Yeah.
that we must change how we take care of our planet and each other?
I love your questions. Honestly, they're
Oh,
so
sweetheart, thank you.
well thought out, and they're things that people need to know, you know. So one thing is, you know, we talk, what you said is so true. I mean, if you were from a different planet and you looked at, if we lined up all of our races, Asian, Black, white, Latino, you know, every single race, we all look so different. It's not just the color of our skin, it's the size of our cheekbones, our noses, our mouths, our facial features, our height, our weight. Like compare like a 6'5" African American to a 5'1" Asian woman. I mean, like, my God, we have different species on this planet, you know.
Yeah.
And so, like, they're just another sentient being. I mean, look how many animals we have. Hundreds of thousands of different animals that all look so freaky and weird and different. You know, we accept them. So what's one more, right? What's one more?
Good point.
Yeah.
Well, in the film, Danny Sheehan says, our struggle to save ourselves, to save our planet, to save our climate system is something we have to go through if we're going to qualify to participate in this civilization. Is
Right.
this life our ours, our very existence and struggle to live in audition for membership in a higher order? I loved that. Let's
Me
talk
too.
about
I
that.
love it because so many people, well, first of all, just to touch on what we believe their message is, you know, I've talked to hundreds of people, but there are millions of people that have said that when they've had extraterrestrial contact, even if it's just telepathic, not face to face, but they've received messages, they all get the same messages. And the message is that we are destroying our planet and we have very little time left to turn that around. And they're watching us because if you think of the galaxy the way that we think of our planet. So on our planet, we've got lots of different countries. And if China, as an example, dropped a nuclear bomb on their own soil, that would affect our entire planet. All of the countries around China would really suffer from the impact of the nuclear weapon being detonated, and our oceans would suffer from it. The fish would die. All of our entire world would be affected by something that they did. The extraterrestrials look at Earth as being part of the galaxy. So if we do something bad to Earth and we destroy Earth, that's going to impact the other planets in the solar system, the other stars, everything. So why do they watch us? Why are they coming here? Because they see what we're doing and they're afraid that if we do what we're doing, we keep doing it, we're going to ruin our planet and therefore really affect the galaxy and all the others that live in this galaxy. So I believe they're less about helping us, but more about empowering us not to destroy this planet. They're trying to save the planet, you know? And I mean, if beings from another galaxy are concerned, maybe we should listen. Maybe there's something in that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
People say to me all the time, why don't they help us? Why don't they save us? But you know, my answer to them is this: we need to earn our spot in this galactic community. If we can't look after our home, we don't deserve our home. You know, like think of the house that you live in. You keep it as clean as possible. You put out the trash. You make sure there's no bugs in the house. Like you live in this beautiful, orderly place. And so you deserve to live in that home. It's the same with our planet. If we're going to sit here and just trash it, then I guess in their minds, they're like, well, maybe you shouldn't live there then. Honestly, though, why should they save us? We make a mess and they have to clean it up. Ridiculous.
Wow. So what's next? Where are you going? Where are you going next, Serena? What's happening?
Oh my goodness, so many different things. So I've got a lot of movies that are coming out over the next few months. My next big one that I'm so excited about is called Interview with the Extraterrestrial. So it's kind of like Interview with a Vampire in a way. I was granted the opportunity to sit down with this man called Daryl Anker, who actually channels or says he channels an extraterrestrial called Bashar. So what happens is this extraterrestrial being takes over his whole body. So you're talking to Daryl, and then a few seconds later, you're talking to this extraterrestrial. His voice changes, his breathing changes, his personality changes, and he tells you, he answers all of the questions you've always wanted to know about the world and the universe and everything like that. So my next movie is about sitting down with him and asking him all of these big questions. And let me tell you, I walked in a skeptic, but I walked out really believing that I'd been in the presence of an ET. So either he's the best actor on earth or it's real. So that's an
Wow.
example.
Wow. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure to meet you, and maybe we can meet in person one day since we both live in California.
Yes, let's go get
Yes.
mimosas and hang out. That would be so fun. Thank you
Excellent.
so much for your time. I'm so glad we got to connect.
Ditto. So how can our readers and our viewers find you? Social media? What?
Yeah,
Website?
sure. So I am old, and so I'm an Instagram girl. So you can definitely catch up with me at I am Serena DC. Also, Elysium Media is my production company. It's the company that's making all these incredible documentaries about UFOs and ETs. So that's at Elysium Media TV. So check us out. We're always doing some really weird, mind-bending, crazy stuff. Come join us on our journey.
Love it. And we are the Hollywood Times today, and our YouTube channel is the Hollywood Times Official. And so we will be doing a review, and part of this interview will be in that. So we will be
Amazing.
keeping in touch with you and all your endeavors. And again, congratulations on the show, on the film, and your nomination. And keep up the
Thank
great
you so
work.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Okay, Judy. Bye bye.